iOS 16, which was first announced in the spring at Apple's conference, has gone through several beta versions prior to its public launch alongside the iPhone 14. It comes with a slew of new features and upgrades that aim to improve how your iPhone works. This includes a more customizable lock screen, a way to edit sent messages, and a magic photo editing tool. Welcome to the Citizen Network, and today, we're going to talk about some amazing iOS 16 features. The ability to edit and unsend messages. Embarrassing typos are a thing of the past. Craig Federighi, Apple's Senior Vice President of Software Engineering, said at Apple's conference as he introduced 3 of the most requested features for the Messages app. First, in iOS 16 you'll be able to edit sent messages. So if you notice a typo after a message, you'll be able to edit the message after the fact. A tiny "edited" appears in the status under the message. Also, you can immediately recall a sent message. If you accidentally send an unfinished message, you can use the undo send tool to prevent it from being read. Last, you can mark messages and threads as unread. This could be an excellent tool for when you don't have time to respond to a message in the moment, but want to make sure you come back to it later. A new customizable lock screen. One of the things you look at the most on your iPhone is the lock screen, especially if you have a Face ID-equipped iPhone. iOS 16 brings the most substantial update to the iPhone's lock screen yet. Press and hold to edit your lock screen. You can swipe to try out several different styles. Each style changes the color filter for the background photo and the font on the lock screen so everything complements each other. This feels a bit like Apple's take on Google's Material You, which launched with Android 12. You can also customize the fonts for the time and date, and add lock screen widgets like temperature, activity rings, and a calendar. The widgets are akin to complications on the Apple Watch lock screen. You can even set up multiple customized lock screens with different widgets and easily swipe to switch between them. There's also a photo shuffle option that automatically changes the pictures on your lock screen. Notifications and live activities. Sometimes notifications can cover up your lock screen's photo, so iOS 16 moves notifications to the bottom of your display. As you receive them, instead of being compiled into a list, they appear like a vertical carousel. This not only looks better but should be a big help for one-handed use of your iPhone. iOS 16 also aims to solve another notification problem. Sometimes you get a bunch of notifications in a row from one app, like the score of a basketball game. A new tool for developers called Live Activities makes it easier to stay on top of things happening in real time from your lock screen, instead of getting a series of interruptions. Skip CAPTCHAs using private access tokens. The CAPTCHA, which stands for Completely Automated Public Turing Test to tell computers and humans apart, has been a necessary evil across the internet. CAPTCHAs are designed to make sure that a person is accessing a website or service, and not a bot. CAPTCHAs are very annoying, as they often involve reading strangely written letters or having to find all the images that have a truck. With iOS 16, Apple plans to start replacing these awkward interactions with private access tokens. According to a video on Apple's website demonstrating private access tokens, websites that support the token will essentially log in and authenticate that you are indeed a human without your having to play any of the usual CAPTCHA games. Wallet and Apple Pay Later. ID cards from more states will be available in your Wallet app along with more security and privacy features. In iOS 16 you can also protect your identity and age. So rather than showing your exact birth date, the Wallet app will display your ID and that you're over 21. iOS 16 makes sharing keys easier with apps like Mail and Messages. When your friend receives the key, they can add it to the Wallet app on their iPhone. Apple said it's working to make sure that shared keys are an industry standard and free for others. Apple Pay will support new types of payments and adds a new feature called Apple Pay Later, a Klarna-like service that lets you split the cost of an Apple Pay purchase into 4 equal payments spread over 6 weeks, with 0 interest and no fees. Upcoming payments are managed through the Wallet app, making it easy to keep track of dates and payments. But Apple Pay doesn't stop there. A new feature will also help you track Apple Pay orders and lets merchants deliver detailed receipts and tracking information. This should make it easier to stay up to date on the status of all your orders. Visual lookups tap and drag for photos. In iOS 15, Visual Lookup analyzes your photos and can identify objects like plants, landmarks and pets. iOS 16 takes this to the next level. When you touch a photo's subject like the dog in the image, you can lift it away from the background and add it to apps like Messages. Essentially, it's a tap and hold tool that removes a photo's background. SharePlay comes to Messages. SharePlay, which debuted in iOS 15, lets you have a shared experience while connecting with someone over FaceTime. You can watch TV shows, listen to music in sync and other things. iOS 16 adds the ability to discover more apps that support SharePlay from within FaceTime. But perhaps one of the coolest things Apple did for SharePlay was to make it work within the Messages app. Apple said that this was one of the biggest requests from app developers. Now when you want to share a movie on Disney+, you can start SharePlay together with a friend while chatting in Messages. Safety Check aims to help people in abusive relationships. It lets you review and reset who has access to location information as well as passwords, messages and other apps on an iPhone. Apple Maps adds transit fare cards. Maps gets several updates. You'll be able to plan trips with up to 15 different stops along the way. If you start planning a trip with the Maps app on your Mac, you'll be able to share that to your iPhone. And in something similar to what Google announced for Google Wallet in Android 13, you'll be able to see transit fare estimates as well as add more money to a fare card from within Apple Maps. iCloud Family Checklist. iCloud gets several new features. One of the more interesting ones is the option to quickly set up a new device for your child. When Quick Start appears, you have the option to pick a user for the new device and use all the existing parental controls you've previously selected and configured. There's a new family checklist with tips for updating settings for your kids as they get older, like a reminder to check location sharing settings or share your iCloud Plus subscriptions. What do you think of these new features? What features were you expecting? Let us know in the comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos.